As she entered, a hush fell over the room. Her classmates stared at her with a mixture of disgust and pity. Amara's heart began to race. What's going on? Amara was a star student of Victoria Noble Academy, an all-girls secondary school known for its high standard. At 16 years old, she stood out not only for her striking beauty, but also for her intelligence. Amara had always been at the top of her class, working hard to maintain her position as the most brilliant student. Every day, Amara would wake up early, put on her neat school uniform, and head to school with determination in her eyes. Her long black hair was always neatly tied in two top buns, and her face glowed with natural beauty that required no makeup. As she walked through the school gates, heads would turn and whispers would follow. There goes Amara, the other girls would say, always perfect, always the best. But Amara paid no attention to these comments. Her focus was solely on her studies. In class, she sat at the front, eagerly absorbing every word the teacher said. Her hand was always the first to shoot up when a question was asked, and her answers were always correct. However, Amara's beauty was becoming a distraction. Even the teachers found themselves staring at her during lessons. Mr. Eze, the mathematics teacher, often stumbled over his words when explaining problems to Amara. Mr. Nwosu, the literature teacher, couldn't help but admire Amara's graceful handwriting and thoughtful essays. Despite the attention, Amara remained very determined. After school, while other students rushed home to their various clubs, Amara would stay back in the classroom. She pulled out her books, spread them on her desk, and dive into her studies. One evening, as the sun was setting and casting long shadows across the empty classroom, Amara was deeply engrossed in her literature textbook. She didn't notice when someone entered the room. Amara, you're still here? A voice called out. Amara looked up to see Chinelo, one of her classmates, standing at the door. Oh, hi, Chinelo, Amara said with a smile. Yes, I'm just finishing up some extra reading. Chinelo walked over to Amara's desk, her eyes scanning the pile of books. She shook her head and let a small laugh. Amara, Chinelo said, if I was as beautiful as you, I wouldn't stress myself studying all the time. You could easily get favors from all the teachers who admire you. Amara's eyebrows filled in confusion. What do you mean? Chinelo grinned mischievously. Haven't you noticed how teachers look at you, especially Mr. Eze and Mr. Nwosu? You could probably get good grades without all this extra work. Amara was shocked. She had never thought about using her looks for any advantage, but that won't be right, she protested. Chinelo said, it's just a thought. Anyway, I'm heading home. Don't stay late, okay? As Chinelo left, Amara sat there, her mind swinging with this new idea. She had always believed in hard work and honesty. But was Chinelo right? Could life be easier if she used her beauty to her advantage? With these thoughts weighing on her mind, Amara packed her books and headed home. The streets were quiet as she walked, the street lights casting a soft glow on the pavement. She couldn't shake off Chinelo's words, and for the first time she began to see her beauty as something more than just a physical attribute. When Amara reached home, her parents greeted her with warm smiles. They were proud of their daughter's achievement and had always encouraged her studies. But tonight, Amara was distracted during dinner. Her mind was still pondering over Chinelo's suggestion. In her room, instead of opening her books as she usually did, Amara stood in front of her mirror. She studied her reflection, noting her clear skin, bright eyes, and gentle features. She had been blind to the power she held. As she lay in bed that night, Amara made a decision. Tomorrow, she would try something different. She would see if Chinelo was right about the power of her beauty. Little did Amara know this decision would set in motion a series of events that would change her life forever. The next morning, Amara woke up earlier than usual. She stood in front of her mirror, hesitating for a moment before reaching for her makeup kit, a birthday gift she had never used. With trembling hands, she applied a light layer of foundation, a touch of blush, and a swipe of lip gloss. She let her hair down, allowing it to fall in soft waves around her shoulders. As Amara walked into the school compound, she could feel the difference immediately. More heads turned than usual, and the whispers seemed louder. Even some of the teachers did a double take as she passed by. In Mr. Eze's maths class, Amara decided to put Chinelo's theory to the test. When the teacher headed out a surprise quiz, Amara felt a moment of panic. She had not studied for this, but then she remembered Chinelo's words. As Mr. Eze collected the papers, Amara looked up at him and smiled sweetly. Mr. Eze, she said softly, I hope I did well on the quiz. I really want to maintain my good grades in your class. Mr. Eze seems flabbergasted. I'm sure you did fine, Amara. You're my best student after all. The next day, when Mr. Eze returned the graded quizzes, Amara was surprised to see a perfect score on her paper. She knew she had not answered all the questions correctly. Could Chinelo have been right? Encouraged by this, Amara tried the same approach with other teachers. A smile there, a kind words there. Suddenly, she found herself getting good grades on tests she had not studied for. At first, it felt like a relief. She could finally get some rest instead of staying up all night and studying. As the days passed, Amara found herself relying more and more on her looks. She studied less, confident that a smile or a flutter of her eyelashes would, would be enough to maintain her top position. And for a while it worked, but Amara didn't notice the growing resentment among her classmates. Girls who had once admired her now whispered behind her back. They saw how the teachers favored her, how she seemed to breeze through tests without the hard work they all put in. Chinelo watched all of this with a mixture of satisfaction and jealousy. She had set this plan in motion, but she had not expected Amara to be so successful at it. As Amara's grades stayed high, while her study time decreased, Chinelo's envy grew. One afternoon, as Amara was leaving school, she overheard two teachers talking in an empty classroom. She paused outside the door listening. Have you noticed how Amara's been acting lately? It was Mr. Nwosu's voice. Yes, it's quite a change, replied Miss Thompson. She seemed to be using her charms more. It's becoming a problem, Mr. Nwosu said. The other students are starting to complain. They think we are showing favoritism. Well, can you blame us? Mr. Eze chuckled. She's a beautiful young woman, but you are right. We need to be very careful. Maybe we can lure her to a hotel during the weekend, deal with her outside the school premises. Amara's heart raced as she hurried away from the door. For the first time, she felt a swing of guilt and fear. What had she gotten herself into? That night, Amara could not sleep. She tossed and turned, thinking about what she had heard. The teachers were noticing her behavior, and worse, they seemed to expect something in return for their favors. This wasn't what she had intended when she started this. She found her friend lodging under a tree in the schoolyard one morning, scrolling through her phone. Chinelo, I need to talk to you, Amara said, her voice trembling slightly. Chinelo looked up, a sly smile on her face. What's up, beauty queen? Enjoying your new life? I think I've made a mistake. The teachers, they are starting to want more than just smile for the favors they are doing me. What do you mean? Chinelo asked. I overheard them talking. Amara explained. They are expecting something from me. I don't know what to do. This has gone too far. Chinelo was quiet for a moment. Then she leaned in close. Listen, Amara, you've come this far. Don't back out now. If the teachers want more, give them what they want. Amara recoiled in shock. What? No, I can't do that. Why not, Chinelo press? It's just a little further. Think about all the benefits you've been getting. Do you want to give that up? No, Chinelo, this is wrong. I have I never should have started this. I'm going to stop it now. As Amara walked away, she didn't see the dark look that crossed Chinelo's face. She didn't know that her decision to stop would set off a chain of events that would turn her life upside down. The next morning, Amara woke up determined to set things right. She tied her hair back in its usual two ponytails and went to school without any makeup. She was ready to face the consequences of her actions and return to her old ways of hard work and honesty. But as soon as she stepped into the school compound, she knew something was wrong. Students were gathered in small groups, whispering and pointing at her. Confused and worried, Amara made her way to her classroom. As she entered, a hush fell over the room. Her classmates stared at her with a mixture of disgust and pity. Amara's heart
Oh,
began to race.
Amara
What's going
felt
on?
as if she had
It
been
was
slapped.
Chinelo who
What are
finally
you
broke the
talking about?
silence. Well,
Chinelo
well,
stood up,
she
a
said
cruel
loudly.
smile on her face.
If
Oh,
isn't
come
our
on,
maid
Amara. Everyone knows what you've been
teacher's
doing to
pet,
get
or
those
should
good
I say
grades.
little more?
Sleeping with teachers. That's low even for you. Amara's words seemed to spin.
That's not true. She cried out. I never did anything like that. But her protest fell on deaf ears. The rumor had spread like wildfire throughout the school. Just then, Miss Agatha, the school principal, appeared at the classroom. Her face was thin, and her voice cold as she said, Amara, come with me to my office immediately. As Amara followed Miss Agatha through the corridors, she felt the stares of everyone as they passed. Tears welled up in her eyes. In the principal's office, Miss Agatha didn't miss words. Amara, I've heard some very disturbing rumors about your behavior with maths teachers. This is a serious accusation, but it's not true, Amara pleaded. I never did anything like that. Yes, I tried to use my looks to get better grades, but I never went further than that. I swear, Miss Agatha. But Miss Agatha's expression remained hard. Whether it's true or not, the damage has been done. Parents are calling, threatening to withdraw their children if you remain in this school. You've become a liability, Amara. Amara felt as if the door had opened out from under her. What? What does that mean? It means, Miss Agatha said with a sigh, that we have no choice but to expel you from Victoria Noble Academy. The words hit Amara like a physical blow. Expelled? Her perfect record, her dreams of graduating at the top of her class, all gone in an instant. As Amara left the principal's office, her world in shambles, she saw Chinelo standing in the corridor, a triumphant smirk on her face. In that moment, Amara realized the full extent of her friend's betrayal. The next few days passed in a blur of tears and arguments. Amara's parents were devastated by the news of her expulsion. They didn't believe the rumors, but they were angry and disappointed that Amara had tried to use her looks for academic gain. We raised you better than this, her father said, his voice heavy with disappointment. Amara's mother was more practical. We need to find you a new school, she said. You can't let this setback ruin your future. We raised you better than this, her father said, his voice with
Parents
heavy
managed to enroll
disappointment.
her in
So
Ika High School.
a public school uh, that was a far cry from the prestigious Victoria Noble Academy. As Amara stood as Amara stood at the gate of Ika High School on the first
day, she felt like a different person. The confident top of the class Amara was gone, replaced by a girl who felt lost and alone. But as she took a deep breath and stepped into the school compound, she made a silent vow to herself. This was her second chance, a chance to prove that she was more than just a pretty face, a chance to show the world and herself that she could succeed on her own merit. Little did Amara know that her journey at Ika High School would bring its own set of challenges and revelations. Watch out for part two.